soon. So, welcome to our next episode of Charging into the Future. My name is Steve Lubusen. Got a good friend with me, Kyle Stoffel. We're just going to sit and talk and get to know Kyle a little bit better. So, thanks for being a part of this.
No problem.
I've known you for quite a while here at Carroll High School. You've been tennis coach, but first of all, you've been the math teacher in the department. And what classes have you taught here at Carroll High School?
Overall, holy cow. Algebra 1, geometry, investigative geometry, Algebra 2, pre-calc trig, probability and statistics, AP statistics. So I think I named just pretty much everything except for calculus and finite.
Oh, that's quite a list. 9, 10 classes. How many years have you been here at Carroll High School?
Been here for 26 years and taught for 34 overall. First 8 years. Overall. Yeah, first 8 years were out enemy territory, Southwest. 2 at Woodside Middle School and then 6 at Summit Middle School.
Okay. Taught at the middle school level and then moved up to the high school.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to Carroll High School?
So this will be, first part's not a funny story, but a little bit of a funny story here. So my wife, who I met at Ball State.
Good school?
Yep.
Chirp,
chirp. She was teaching down in Indy, and after graduated, and I was teaching up here, and so she got a job up here, and then we bought some land in this district, and then as fate would have it, I ended up coaching tennis here while I was teaching Southwest.
Okay, I think I remember those years.
Yes, and so it was interesting. Actually did that for 5 years with 4 years with the boys, and then an additional year with both the boys and the girls doing that. And then, so this ends my 8th year of teaching middle school. And the principal here at the time was Tim Ogle. And I said, Tim, I just got offered a job at Homestead High School. I said, that's where I want to be, is the high school. I said, do you have anything? Nope, Kyle, we don't have anything for you right now. There's no math openings. So I took the job at Homestead. I moved my entire classroom to Homestead. And the day after I did that, Tim calls and says, we had an unexpected resignation. Would you like to teach at Carroll High School? Like, yes. I mean, because, I coached here. We had our property here. And yes. So, yeah. So I was at Homestead for about 6 days, I think,
okay.
in the summer.
Well, that's good. Well, we're glad to have you and glad that we were able to swipe you away from Southwest. And where are you originally from?
I'm from Huntington, Indiana. So went to Huntington North High School. And then, like we mentioned, Ball State. Master's is from PFW. Okay. Grew up on a 120-acre farm. Both my parents are teachers. Dad's a retired math teacher. Mom passed a couple of years ago, and she was a kindergarten teacher for the last how many years. So
okay.
Yep.
So did you know that education was in your future, and you planned on doing that?
Yes.
You went to Ball State?
Yes, but not the, I knew the elementary side was not. Seeing what Mom did through all those years. And my wife teaches 2nd grade, Michelle, and there's no way. I mean, she's 80 hours a week high school's for me.
Okay, good. And so you knew right away going into Ball State, you're going to be a math major, mm-hmm. teaching major. Tennis is going to be part of that.
Didn't know that.
Coaching.
Yeah, as I student taught, I was actually assistant tennis coach for Yorktown High School. That's where I student taught at. But yeah, I didn't know for sure that tennis would necessarily be in my future. The first 2 years I taught, I was one of those years middle school track coach, and 2 of those 2 years then middle school cross country coach. Okay. And I had never done.
Yeah. Well, when you're a student teacher, you'll volunteer for anything.
Right.
Right.
A new teacher.
You get a job teaching wise, they need coaches everywhere. So
true.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So in fact, I started my master's in actuarial science because my student teaching experience was and both my parents said, hey, when you have your own classroom, it'll be a lot different. Yeah. And they were right.
How soon after did you get your master's once you started teaching?
Almost right away. So I think I had it was either within 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I did the same. Yep. Yeah, first 3 years, made sure I got it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
When did you graduate from Ball State? Are you 91 like me or not?
I graduated in 93. Fall of 93. I did my student teaching here and then got hired out here. So
yeah, I was 91. So.
But we're the same graduating class, 87. So
okay.
Yeah, it just took me a couple extra years at Ball State to figure out what I wanted to do.
No, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Other than the lack of money.
Yeah, but it's been great. And what are some of the best experiences you've had out here in Northwest Allen at Carroll High School, at coaching, teaching, whatever, you know?
Gosh, that's hard to. I mean, since you said some, that helps, but it'd be hard to narrow it down to any specific necessarily.
Right.
How
have you seen the district grow since you've been here?
Oh my gosh!
Since you started?
You mean literal growth? When I started, we were about 750 students or so. I had 5 tennis courts. I had no assistant. I had nowhere to store anything, so I brought the tennis balls and all of that with me every single day to practice.
Right.
So just from a narrow perspective of the tennis courts, you know, and then it went to 10, and we got a observation tower and storage thing in between, and I got an assistant coach, and then those got bulldozed, and then it went to 14, and you know, so it's been amazing, all of that.
Yes.
And I would say everything else has trended the same way. I mean, granted, my focus might be a little more athletics, but I mean, look at the football field, look at the baseball field. Everything's just gotten bigger, nicer, sure. Which now that we're a school of 2,600,
yeah,
that makes sense. I've enjoyed a lot teaching the AP statistics and the pre-calc trig that I taught for years and years. It's been interesting as different administration has come and gone to see how they can affect the culture and atmosphere and everything that has to do with the school. So.
Yes, and you know, like you said, you've probably been through 4 or 5 principals, you know, in your 28 years.
Yep.
Here, so the culture does change, but again, it's all for the better and growth and kids, high school kids, 14 to 18 are always the growth same. You know, they've got a few different challenges nowadays than what we used to, you know, to have, but kids are kids.
Kids are kids, and I've always said that. I do think it changed a little bit right after COVID.
Yes.
I think we had a couple of years there where kids were kids in a different way.
Yeah.
And in a less social way, and maybe a less respectful way. And I feel like now finally we're getting them back to kids are kids, normal kids, and
yeah,
you know,
and they've got a lot of the same issues that we had, but you know, but there's new challenges and
but we didn't have the cell phone issue.
No, we didn't have cell phones and social media and other things like that. But still dealing with a lot of the same things. So just the enjoyment.
Social media was going out in the backyard with a stick and beating a ball around the yard.
Playing outside was, you know, the norm.
Yeah.
Yes. So okay. But so this is called Charging into the Future. So what do you have charging into the future for you and your wife?
So we're retiring. So I'm into my last 3 days of school students.
Carroll High School.
Yep, and so is Michelle. I'm going to keep coaching. I'll continue with the landscaping that I do as long as the body allows. I've got over an acre garden that I raise and sell stuff at our house, and I'll keep doing that. Michelle, she's looking forward to no more lesson plans.
Yes.
And so what she's going to do is next year, because again, being able to just work a few hours and go home, not have worries, go to school, not have worries. She's going to be a teacher's aide at Hickory Center next year for 4 hours a day.
Okay.
So fill some hours, and she enjoys it. So
that's awesome.
Yep.
And I hope she, you know, I'm sure she'll get just as much enjoyment out of that. Maybe more.
Because she can just enjoy the kids and not the other parts. Things.
And I did fail to mention, you did have 2 kids that have graduated that are alumni of Carroll High School as well.
That's true. Yep, both played tennis for me. Luke's in his first year workout at Phoenix, Grand Canyon University, which is where he went to school.
Yes.
And Michaela is down in Indy with her husband and currently works for a church, and a month ago made me a grandpa. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
a little
awesome.
Girl, but
cool. Well, it's been a pleasure getting to know you in the classroom as well as in the hallways and at school functions and events and all of the hundreds and hundreds of tennis matches that you have coached. And
even when I call you, Ubi, cramping, get over here.
Yep, even dealing with cramping issues and other injuries that can happen. We've had a couple severe injuries at the tennis courts, but those are few and far between, which is good.
Thank goodness.
So, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Make sure you check this out. like, share, subscribe, and if you're a Carroll High School alumni, make sure you join our association. Thanks. Have a great day.
That was good. Hope I didn't talk too much.